Welcome to Plan Watch Walk, the home of great walking and open and honest equipment reviews. Today we are undertaking a winter walk and we're starting from Bolam Lake here in Northumberland, and we're going to be picking up trig points, some really high advantage points, path of a Roman road, hopefully some old fortresses, etc. And we're going to end back up here at Bolam Lake. So this should be a great winter walk, and let's see what adventures we have along the way. And before then, let's go and have a look at the route. This winter walk starts at Bolam Lake, and then we cross the path of the Devil's Causeway, a Roman road, before the trig point at Shafto Crags. We pass the site of the medieval village of South Middleton before once again crossing the Devil's Causeway on our return to Bolam Lake. We're starting today's walk in the southeast car park of Bolam Lake, and you can see the lake behind us here. And beautiful morning, bit cold, but -4 with a wind chill of about -7, but beautiful sun, nice and low, and we've got the delights of Bolam Lake. We're going to be walking along the southern shore of the lake and then heading off into the countryside. It's mid-January and it's about, as I say, -4. Got a frozen lake here, I don't know if you can see it. It's got some swans and birds out. I've been to Bolam Lake before. Beautiful, beautiful place. A lot of wildlife around here, and you've got pathways around the side of the lake. So we're going to continue heading west along here. Lots of bird life. I've already seen small chaffinches and thrushes, magpies, blackbirds, all sorts of things. Lots of activity, but it's just beautifully tranquil. We're more or less at the southwest end of the lake now, and we're going to be leaving. We're going to be coming back, and there's a load more information at the end of the walk about Bolam Lake. I just thought I'd capture this before we head on. How stunning is that? So, we are heading up to the road, and then we will start to get across the fields and see what we can find. Well, just as we leave the woodland area of Bolam Lake behind us, across the road, we've got a single track ahead of us here. And this is leading us up to Sandyford, so we're going to follow this track. And what a beautiful, beautiful morning it is. Cold, very cold, but beautiful. Along the track from West Toft Hill, just centre of the screen, and we come to a signpost, and we have got East Shafto Hall, and we need to take this path which goes through the fields. So ahead of us we've got East Shafto Hall, And just over on the right, centre of screen now, that is Shafto Crag, and just on top of there is a trig point. So that's where we're heading next. And down here we're going to be passing a medieval track called the Devil's Causeway. More about that in a minute. Apologies, we're right into the sun, but we have just come over the bridge and we're at the crossing of the Devil's Causeway, off which it starts from that direction from Corbridge, of which is part of the Roman settlement, etc. It leaves Deer Street and then it heads up to Berwick. So we just pan round, and as ever with Roman roads, it's a straight road, so it's 55 miles long, and as I say, it continues on the path right the way up to Berwick. So we're going to be crossing the route of this again later on in the walk, so I'll point that one out. But ahead of us we have East Shafto Hall and the farm, and then we're going to be heading up onto the trig point on top of Shafto Crags. We head up towards the trig point, come up to these small rock formation here, and you can see in times gone by people were sheltered underneath here in medieval times. There's hardly a cave, but there's a small recess heading under here which would have provided shelter. But that said, even these days it could provide shelter in really bad weather. Anyhow, we will continue and get up onto the trig point, and let's see what views we can get from there. We're up here on top of Shafto Crags, we can see the trig point, and if we look ahead of us, got a large hill centre of screen. That is Cragside, and slightly to the left where we have the snow covered, that's Cheviot, so that's north. Considering this is only 216 metres high, we get a great panoramic view. We're looking pretty due south there. All of this just at 216 metres. Quite amazing. As we come down off the crags, Shafto Crag, you can see, having a look around here, why it's called the Crags. So we've come down to Shafto Grange, and we need to go along the side of the Grange and continue on our path. Tranquillity around here is just amazing, especially being so cold and crisp as well. Just does the soul a lot of good. Really enjoying this. Peace, tranquility, not too exerting, nice and cold. Marvellous. Crags themselves go on for quite a while. See them ahead of us. As we leave the crags behind us, pick up this nice little path right down the road here, and we're just going to be passing Half Moon Plantation on our left. You can see centre of picture there. That, I believe, is Scarlet Hall. But it's worth just taking a second to take in the tranquility. This is all yours. It's just wonderful. We've come down the path here and we've come to this hawthorn area. We can see here. Word of warning, we need to turn right and go over the field. It's not obvious, but I'm going to push through here. And here we have the steps, which are going to take us over and into the fields. So just be careful you don't miss this one. So driving over the field, we'll come to the standing stone. These quite often have a lot of history around them. Can't find anything out particularly around this one. It is could be medieval, could be part of original village or settlement, could be pagan in nature. Really don't know. But yeah, I told you so. Anyone got any ideas? Comments below would be fantastic. Any feedback? So as we leave the stone behind us, continue over the field, and we've got a sty ahead of us just with the house on the other side. We just come up to Midland South, and what a nice looking farm it is. But what's even better, if we pan round, the view it's got across to the crags, just amazing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. As we come up to the bridge over the river Wansbeck, I'll put a map in the top right hand corner. On our field, which will be on our right and straight ahead of us, this is the site of the medieval village of South Middleton. And we see the undulation of the hillside, and this is where the medieval village would have been. Well, we've crossed over the bridge and over the Wansbeck, and we can see the site of the medieval village ahead of us here, and you can see clearly where all the undulations are of the medieval village. And our track is now taking us along towards the farm, with all the sheep on our right. Great signage, but I never realised that we had crayfish in the upper reaches of the River Wansbeck. As we pull out from the farm cottage, just see ahead of us here, we'll come up the path track, and this is the path here, but there's no signs anywhere. And it's quite easy because you're quite near pace here just to continue on through. But we are heading this way. You can just see pretty much dead centre of picture there. That is Corridge Plantation, which is our next real point of reference for the walk. And as you can see, it's still a fantastic January day. Apologies here, we're going straight into the sun, but pretty much centre of screen is Bolam West House. Just to the right, so that's in the gap between the trees, this is the route of the Devil's Causeway that we crossed before. So if we take this path into a dead straight line, just do a quick pan round, take in some of the fantastic scenery. Okay, so ahead of us here we've got High Law, and then the route itself just keeps on going in a complete straight line, and that goes right the way up to Berwick. Well, we've just come up the road heading back towards Bolam, and we've come to the junction of Scott's Gap. Just on our left as we're coming up the road, there's a rather large stile over the wall here, and it brings us to Bolam Park. And it's really interesting here because it's got Bolam Park, 19th century country estate, and it's saying here that quiet corner of Northumberland has been bustling activity for over 800 years. Different clues of the landscape, which we've seen today. And as we go across, we've got A just over on our left here, and there's medieval ploughing called ridges and furrows, and you can see some of the other activity here. So we're going to be heading down here towards Bolam Lake Country Park, which is the other side of this wall. It's only maybe a quarter of a mile, so nearly there. So as we can see here, we are back at Bolam Lake Country Park rather. So we're now in the northeast car park, and we are going to go down to the lake and have a walk around the lake itself. Well, here at the northeast section we have a information centre. I think there's a cafe in there as well. If we have a look here, this will show you the this will show you the history of the lake itself. John Dobson's Lake, as it says here, Bolam Lake was created by the famous architect John Dobson in 1816 and commissioned by the owner of Bolam Estates, the Reverend Beresford, later Lord Decies. So here we've got a load of different information. We'll go through it all. And over here we've got another plaque. I just want to pick up so you can see some of the sculpture work down the side of there. So if we look at the map here, we're currently up in this section here. And if you want to, you can actually walk right the way around the perimeter. But we're going to go the classic route and come around the lake, go back to our start point, which is here. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to let the photography tell the story. Enjoy. Well, we're back now at Bolam Lake and the conclusion of the walk. Really enjoyed this. The tranquility of this walk has just been, it's been amazing. Mid-January, pretty blooming cold. It's got up to a high of about -2 today, but because of that it's just been so refreshing, the walk. Picked out lots. Hope you've enjoyed it, and if you do, please come back for more. Is we're putting this one out. The subscribers are just below 1,000, so if you fancy like subscribing and getting us over that landmark, that would be fantastic. So until the next one, bye for now, and we'll leave you with the beautiful view across Bolam Lake here.